Hi everyone, welcome back to our pronunciation series. We'll be covering vowel sounds in videos 14 to 33. To tackle vowel sounds, we've broken them down into 3 parts. We'll now look at the final section, the 6 long R-controlled vowel sounds. These sounds are voiced, meaning they cause the vocal cords to vibrate. And like all long vowels, they can be held at length without distorting the sound. However, these vowels create a slight R sound when pronounced. In this final video, we're focusing on the 2 sounds or and ur. Let's start with the or sound. This sound is a longer version of the short vowel sound o that we've already covered. In this case, we need to create the same mouth shape, rounding the lips, tensing the cheeks, and pulling the tongue slightly backwards. Then we let out a long pulse of air whilst closing the mouth. Like this. Or. Or. Or can be heard at the beginning of words like oral, ordinary, and order. It's in the middle of words like born, worn, and story. And it's found at the end of words like door, floor, and for. Here are some example sentences. Place your order before they sell out of more items. Place your order before they sell out of more items. The orchestra ignored the noise from the store. The orchestra ignored the noise from the store. I had to wait awkwardly by the door for my order. I had to wait awkwardly by the door for my order. Just to make the difference clearer, let's look at some minimal pairs. These are words with completely different meanings, but the first word uses the short vowel o, and the second word uses the long vowel or. Not, north, shot, short, pot, port, cot, court. Now, let's move over to the ur sound. We've covered the short vowel u in the first part, and this will help us to create the diphthong ur. As mentioned before, a diphthong has only 1 syllable, but it's made up of 2 vowel sounds. In this case, u and It's created by starting with the u mouth shape, rounding the lips, tensing the cheeks, and pulling the tongue slightly backwards. Then we let out a long pulse of air whilst relaxing our mouth to end on slightly open lips. Like this. Ur. 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 Words don't normally start with this sound, but it can be heard in the middle of words like during, tourist, and plural. And it can be heard at the end of words like secure and endure. Here are some example sentences. During the weekend, I did some touristy activities. During the weekend, I did some touristy activities. The taxi made a detour and I didn't feel secure. The taxi made a detour and I didn't feel secure. Groups of tourists often act immaturely on holiday. Groups of tourists often act immaturely on holiday. Just to make the difference clearer, let's have a look at two sets of words. The first containing the short U sound and the second containing the long UR sound. Should, sure, pull, pour. Okay, that's the end of our pronunciation series. I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon.